This is a homemade broadcast radio production.
Whether your radio dial is set to music or news or talk, each could be offensive.
But when it comes to making waves on the air, dicey language and spicy topics are turning up all over the dial. If you're not a regular to this type of radio, here's a word of caution. You may find it explicit. You decide if Tampa Bay radio is blaring out airwaves or shockwaves. Turn on your radio and find wholesome family entertainment. Turn on your radio today and make your mother blush. Almost nothing is sacred these days when it comes to radio, except not losing the station's license. Radio personalities are pushing all the limits. You may find the language in this story explicit, but the Federal Communications Commission has never fined a Tampa Bay radio station. You be the judge. Are they airwaves or shockwaves?
I don't agree with all of it, but it's very popular.
Personnel, this is CVTS. Base vehicle pre-count operations will start on my mark at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is the homemade broadcast live stream / podcast, depending on the time or platform that you are listening, or radio show as well, heard on Radio St. Pete, 96.7 FM on Sunday evenings. My name's Will Kuntz. This is Anna Humel.
That is me. Hello.
Oh, you sound good. Your microphone's working.
Good.
Camera's working.
Everything's good.
I like that. I like that.
Would it be okay if my Halloween costume just came in?
Oh.
It's in the package. I haven't even opened it. I was wondering if perhaps we could do like a live reveal.
Absolutely. That sounds like a phenomenal idea. Do you want me to take you? Well, I can't really take you down because then your audio won't be
just
here.
Move out of frame.
Move out of frame. Okay. We'll do that. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna open it without you seeing it.
Okay. It is Halloween this week on
Tuesday.
25th. We're recording this, I believe 1 week from today is Halloween. And happy Halloweener to everybody out there who celebrates.
Okay, I'll be back.
Okay, here we go. I'm kind of scared to see if it's gonna pop up. For some reason, what's in my head is a Nazi costume, and
that would be topical.
Very topical. Yes, a Jewish Nazi would be very topical with a Israeli patch instead of the infamous curvy cross thing that's on there usually.
Maybe don't dress up as Hamas this year. Maybe save that for next.
Don't do anything political right now. Just trust me. Just don't do it. Natural Aspired says hello to you.
Thank you. Are you ready?
Wow, that was quick. Yeah, I'm ready.
Ta-da!
Is it a cucumber?
I'm a pickle.
A pickle. Very good. It looks like a sex toy that somehow contracted some sort of venereal disease, even though it's plastic.
I'm a pickle.
I see. Very good. Why a pickle?
I don't know. I like pickles.
I gotta be honest. I'm not a big fan of the just like costume in general. I feel like Halloween, and I bet you about this every year, you have to. It's supposed to be like scary. It's the.
Is it scary?
I mean, it is kind of scary. Yeah, it is frightening. It is frightening. Yeah, but I feel like, can you go a zombie pickle or something? Can you paint your face?
No. Just a kosher dill.
It's a kosher dill pickle. Oh, kosher, of course. Yeah, not a regular, ordinary pickle.
No, I have to obviously have a political agenda here. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. What are you gonna do for Halloween?
Be a pickle.
And just at your house? In a
Could you imagine? No, we have a Bubble 199. I've kind of explained it before. We do it once a month, and it's this Friday. And I don't think anybody is dressing up. Like, I've barely mentioned that it's Halloween. It's coming up, and I said, "Hey, can we all dress up?" And Bubba was like, "No." And then he's like, "Well," and I'm like, "What about if you want to? It's not mandatory." He's like, "All right, if you want to dress up." And I have a feeling ain't nobody gonna dress up but me. But that's okay.
Is it like a party? Are you gonna have like people over and to hang?
Yeah, there's probably gonna be about 15 to 20 people there. We play music for 2 hours, try to make some money.
Yeah.
We do
Amen.
that. We do it every month. So
Nice. Speaking of making money, if you can donate to this program if you want to. Venmo is just my name, Will Kuntz. I'll split it with Anna. She can attest to the fact that I'm a man of my word, and every donation's that's
yes.
I've split with her. You know, I did a video last night on just how things are worse now since there was two major epochs that happened in my lifetime. One was 9/11, where things were kind of different after that, and the other one was COVID.
Yeah.
COVID. Yeah. And the service is worse. And I encourage you to go check out that video. It's on the YouTube page, willsyoutube.com. Not right now, but after you're done listening to this program, you go check it out, or the podcast feed, HMB Radio, Hotel Mike Bravo Radio on your favorite podcast app. You can get it. And I told the story about I took my dad to Wing House. Well, he took me to Wing House, I should say. He wanted to go, and because he likes it, not to rehatch the whole thing, but it was just a mess. Our waitress was just a mess. And, Wing House is kind of one of those restaurants where you expect a hot chick to kind of be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. And you're saying that it's more of an equal opportunity employer now?
It was a big fat fatty, had acne on her face. Like, I don't want to disparage people's looks, but I feel like in that scenario, come on, it's kind of the deal. You're supposed to be good looking, but I
said that to the manager. Be like, listen, come on, man.
I don't really mind that, but Tim was really disappointed. My dad, Tim.
Was?
Yeah, he was upset.
What did he say? Could you just tell by the look on his face, or did he make a comment to you about it?
Well, he made a comment to me after, but I could tell even before he made the comment that he was a little like, man, come on.
Isn't he a regular? Doesn't he?
He used to go all the time back in the day, but I don't think he used to go with his work buddies on Friday, and he doesn't work at that company anymore, so he doesn't go very often. But I think what happened was I figured it out, which is what happened is that in the COVID times, people found this site called OnlyFans, and ordinary people started doing OnlyFans. And I think if you're like a 6 or above on, the look scale, I think you can eke out a living. And if you're like hot, I think you can make good money doing it. And I think a lot of these girls that would ordinarily work at Wing House are actually on OnlyFans now, and I don't think they need to work anymore. So I don't even know if it's like the push for equality or diversity, equity, inclusion, or anything like that. I think it's just freaking chicks not needing to work there anymore, so they have to hire, because they still got to serve food, so they just hire chicks now instead of, what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, you may be right. And it could be pulling from all different types of industries. So like the service and food industry, the bartending industry, which is like service and food, and then also like the stripper, adult entertainment industry. Like that's what I heard. I don't frequent strip clubs, but I know people that do, and they said basically the same thing. Is girls are like, why are we rubbing up on random dudes and risking, you're in some precarious situations as a stripper, I can imagine. Why would we do that when we could essentially do the same thing from the comfort of our own home? So I certainly think it's affecting many facets. It's too hard to tell with just one, like maybe it was an off day, maybe they're afraid that this person is very litigious. Maybe they were hot last year.
It was a weekend. It felt like prime time. It felt like it was prime time, and the girls that worked there were not. I don't.
Was it just her? Or was it like the whole team?
There was a few cute ones, but most of them were gross. I like gross chicks, so it didn't really bother me that much. But I could tell he was just disappointed because he had expectations throughout. Yeah, he's a boomer, you know what I mean? Like he grew up in the restaurant era, like when it first came about. He was one of the first ones there at Hooters. And then the Knockers was around and Wing House. Like, so he has certain expectations that I believe that these restaurants can no longer keep up with him.
Fulfill. Yeah.
And
I honestly, I never go
yeah,
because, I'm not into chicks and I don't eat chicken wings and I hate sports. So it's really not a place. And I hate people now too, not just
yeah.
everybody sucks. So I just stay away. So I have no idea how it's changed, but I can only imagine that it's moving in the direction that you're suggesting, where, people are fatter, hotter chicks are just taken to online. And unfortunately, the customers, they suffer.
The boomers
They
are
have to look
suffering.
yes, they have to look at. I mean, he has the internet too, but
Yeah,
he wants the interaction. I get
wants
it,
yeah, he's not like a creep. Like some of these dudes are creeps. So there was one old man that was sitting behind us, and you could tell he goes there a lot, and like the girls would roll their eyes. He would call them over, and then they'd go over and smile real big, and he would sit down, come sit next to me, and would talk to him for a little. I got other tables, I gotta go. And that was really sad to witness. So he's not like that. He just likes a lady bringing him some fried chicken wings. That is a 9. That's what he likes. He doesn't even want to. I don't even think he wants to see him nude or anything anymore, or like do stuff to him sexually. I think he just likes a pretty lady now. He's at that age.
Does he like try to spit game?
No, not when I've been with him. He doesn't, he's aware of what he is. Like he's a mess. He's a 65-year-old mess.
No, and I don't mean I know, but is he just like, thanks, honey? Like, so you having a good day? I don't know. Anything like that? Or
I think he would at his old wing house, he would kind of chat these chicks up and like they liked him. And then I told him, like, hey, you know what you should do? I mean, this was years ago now. Like, I'm you, but younger. So if they like you, I'm younger and single, maybe they'd like me. You know what I mean? And he wouldn't do it. I think he would be too jealous. I don't think he would allow it to happen because he never like hooked me up or nothing.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate. That would have been really good. He kept telling me, he's like, you need to get a job at Hooters, bro. You cook at Hooters. That's what you need to do for your college job, which was probably really good advice. But I didn't take it up on that.
Clearly not.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that was really depressing. But one of the things that I feel like I'm rehatching last night's show, but I wanted to talk about this with you because it's frightening. And do you do DoorDash or anything like that?
I've only used it 3 times in my life, and that was when I had COVID the first time.
Okay, good.
No, I don't use it.
I don't use it anymore. Number one, because it's really expensive.
So expensive.
$20 for a burrito. That was really hungover one day, and I tried to order a burrito, and it was $20 to get it to I was like, no. So now I have frozen pizza in the freezer for when I'm in need, and that's what I do now. The other reason is you don't know who the hell's bringing you your food.
Yeah.
These are not people who are, with the restaurant or anything. Like they have some sort of connection, some sort of tie to the place that's bringing you. It's just a subcontractor.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and this story is why I will never order DoorDash or Uber Eats again. And again, I'm sorry, I kind of talked about this last night, but I wanted to get Anna's opinion on this. So a Phoenix area woman sues after DoorDash driver reportedly performs a sexual act on her food. I'm sure you can imagine without using the language what that means, right? The guy grabbed the food, took it to his car, was going to go deliver it. While he was in the parking lot of the restaurant, he went ahead and relieved himself sexually on the food.
Did she get a donut? Like,
I don't know. I believe it was a Mexican restaurant.
So it's just like a bunch of nachos.
Yes. Yeah. So it was like nachos or something like that. Burrito, taco, something like that.
But he added some extra sour cream.
Yes. That's the same joke I use. I think every other radio when talking about this story. So the thing about it is that the person in the restaurant like caught him doing this and said, "Hey, bring that food back. I want to eat it." No, he said, I'll make a new one. I guess. I don't know. Don't deliver that food. And the guy drove off. So the owner called DoorDash and said, "Hey, some guy just on some of the food. You should warn that lady not to eat it." So she claims that it took DoorDash 40 minutes to get to her to make the phone call. But by then, 40 minutes in,
No, she did not.
she did. She ate.
She ate it.
She ate. So she claims that she ate the food. I don't know how you.
Hell yeah, you claim you ate that, sister, because you're getting a big payday.
Yeah, so it's undisclosed how much she is suing for currently, but it is going to be I hope it bankrupts DoorDash. Frankly, there is no reason that this service should be available to people. It's just go pick up your own damn food.
Well, I mean, do you feel any differently than like a pizza delivery guy?
I do, because I feel like there's some responsibility, some connection, like the
he works for the restaurant.
Like he went through an interview process. So yeah, it's possible that these guys are doing the same thing that we're.
Sure.
I feel like it's less likely because there is some sort of screening process if you're a pizza delivery dude for a pizza place. Like you go through some sort of screening. This is just like whoever, really. I mean, it doesn't matter who it is. They might not even speak English. Like they might be fresh in a country. Like you have to have a really high trust society in order to do something like this. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I didn't know if you had anything to add or not, but I've been thinking about this story for about 48 hours now.
Yeah, it's pretty disturbing. And as someone who is a germaphobe and someone who's very particular about her food, and maybe was accidentally served eel one time when she thought it was a mushroom and created a Yelp account to try to ruin this new business out in Wesley Chapel. Yeah, I'm aware. I'm a freak about this stuff. I would never. I don't even think, even if I had all the money in the world, it seems insane to pay double the cost so that someone drives it 5 minutes over your house. Wild.
I think it's just people that are hungover. I'm convinced that's
or high, or I honestly think a lot of people are just lazy, and I don't.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: people that use it are not wealthy. They're not even well off, and I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You know?
It's I don't know where people get their money from, but it's they must have somewhere. Or credit cards, maybe.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this at all. The only time I have used it was when I was sequestered in my home because I had COVID-19. The first time when people were actually afraid of it. So
I wanted to check what some of the reviews were of this restaurant. Share this tab instead. I don't want to put this place on blast because I don't think it's necessarily their fault.
Yeah,
I believe this is it. This is in Arizona. Filiberto's Mexican Food is the place. And there's a lot of 1 star. A lot of 1 star. I work late nights. I want to see if there's anything about somebody adding some extra sauce to their food, or if this is one-off type of thing. I cannot comment on the food as I was unable to order. Okay, well, you can't give it a rating then. I love going through some of the Google ratings and Google reviews is some of my favorite. Like if I don't have anything to do and I'm still online, like just going through Google reviews of just the lowest IQ individuals that shouldn't have access to a computer, but somehow know how to use it.
Right.
Like you'll just see 1 star. It'll be like a random place, a gas station or something. It'll be like 1 star. And then the review's like, never been here. Those are my favorite. Like they don't even know that they're ruining businesses. Like, I've never been there. So I guess I got to go with 1 star.
Right. Never heard of it.
There's such responsibility in that, and they have no idea. They just don't understand. It's so upsetting. People are very confused by your costume here. Halloween. Yeah, she's a pickle.
I'm a pickle.
Pickle. Or some sort of sex toy that somehow contracted
syphilis. This is a pickle. Come on, man. Don't weird me out. I'm just a pickle. I'm just a little pickle.
You must be itchy in that thing. You can't.
I kind of am.
Yeah. Oh man, that thing came from China, like fresh off a shipping container.
I know, and I think it has like lice or something. It is itchy. I don't like it.
On a big pallet of asbestos, and it finally here.
Yeah, I'm taking it off.
Taking it off. Yeah, I don't blame you.
Oh, all right, much better.
I don't have that. Only PayPal. All right. I guess you can't donate. I don't know what to tell you. I got Cash App too. I think that's just my name to Donkey Teeth if you're interested in doing that.
Donkey Teeth. I know Donkey Teeth.
Yeah. All your
Whoa, Donkey Teeth. We got some former Bubba Army in the house.
Poodle ballin'.
No way. All right. Yeah, that's awesome.
Did you like plug this show or something today?
I didn't know, but the people found me.
Tracked us down.
They did.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us, gang.
Yeah.
Pretty dope.
Yeah.
813-693-2124. That's the voice and text line. You got you can follow me. Anna is not currently online in the social media realm, but I'm at home_made_man, HMB Radio on Facebook, hmbradio.com, and the homemade broadcast at gmail.com. That's how you get a hold of us. So another thing that I'm really afraid of, and I think it's only a matter of time, and I don't know if we talked about it on this show or not, is things are getting worse. To go back to my previous video there, I didn't even get to this one, but did you hear the story about the guy that freaked out, the pilot, and tried to shut off the engines?
You mean the one that was on magic mushrooms?
That's the one.
Yes, I did.
Let me pull this up here. There he is. His name is Joseph Emerson, and he's a pilot.
Yeah.
Or he was. I don't think he's going to be doing any more piloting soon. But he was tied down or tried to down. Sorry, an Alaskan Airlines flight midair told cops that he had taken magic mushrooms before the flight. What? Joseph Emerson, 44, an off-duty commercial airline pilot, went off the rails while sitting in the cockpit jump seat of a flight between Everett, Washington, and San Francisco on Sunday, trying to cut the fuel to the engines before he had to be held down by crew members. Even while he was restrained, Emerson tried to open up the emergency doors of the flight, which was being operated by Horizon Air. I haven't heard of that one, but it seems like it's cheap. I think planes should be expensive. I won't be able to travel on them because I don't have that type of cash, but I think a seat should be like $1,000.
Whoa, even if it's like an hour flight?
There was a time, do you remember? Well, you don't remember, but I've seen commercials from like the innovation, like the beginnings of air travel in the United States, like the 1960s. There were big seats. Like I've seen documentaries or something on YouTube.
Yes, like only the wealthy could travel in the air. Yeah.
Everyone's wearing suits. Everyone's got like an ashtray on the side. They're smoking, burning.
Yeah.
And, the waitresses are like wing house quality pre-COVID, like it was a prestigious type of event that you could go to if you had the capital to do so. Now, I mean, you see stories all the time. It's like flights, $34. Yeah. Well, if you take a $34 flight, some dickhead on magic mushrooms might try to cut the engines. Like you get what you pay for with toilet paper and airline travel, I feel like.
So are you blaming the people that bought the ticket for that flight?
No, but yes. I don't know. I don't know if it's $34. I don't think that it's fair. I don't think this guy should have, taken magic mushrooms. But who has that? Have you taken magic mushrooms?
Yes.
I mean, was that your reaction to like, I'm going to kill everyone on magic?
Well, to be fair, I don't think I took that many magic mushrooms. I mean, I was under the aware that I was supposed to be hallucinating. So I still had 100% insight, if that makes sense. Because I've never been in a situation where what I was experiencing wasn't because of the drugs. Like I lost the insight. Even when I did LSD, I knew I was tripping on LSD. It wasn't like I'm in hell, I knew where I was and why it was happening. I honestly, when I first read this, I'm like, man, this dude should be executed. Like I was real mad about it. I don't know why. Like people could do heinous things. And I'm like, no, I don't believe in capital punishment. But this guy, I'm like, you took magic mushrooms and then piloted a flight? You should be put to death, sir.
He wasn't flying. I believe he was in something called a jump seat, which I believe, and I might be
co-pilot sort of deal.
Yeah, it's like not even the co-pilot. It's like if the pilot has a heart attack or somebody is ill, then he can jump in and take one of their seats.
He should die. He should be dead. I was actually thinking about this. If I was married to this man, what would I do? He's married with two children. I read some testimonials from like his neighbors who vouched for his character and said he was a great guy, and I can't believe this happened. He was just like such a great guy. If I was married to this dude and I found out that this happened, I think I would divorce him and take the children. I would be so livid that he put so many people's lives in danger. So
This is him. What would you give him out of 10?
And I kind of need to see his whole body, but just from what I got, he's
Face out of
probably a
10.
solid 3.7, 3.9.
Okay, I think that's probably about right.
Yeah.
I don't think he's like ripped or anything, but I don't think he's like overweight either.
No.
He has a weird
No.
chin. He's got this like very like cartoonish type of chin and a cartoonish nose. Nice eyes, beautiful eyes on him. And it looks like the airline's receding quite a bit.
I don't know. I need to see more. You know, when people put a suit on or they wear a hat, it can really improve the situation. So it's hard to tell.
Now, how would you feel if you saw this man, even though he's ugly, if you were getting on the plane and you walked on and saw that this was your pilot? How would that make you feel?
100% secure.
Yes, same.
You know, middle-aged. I'm going to say it. Middle-aged, white guy. White people do crazy stuff. Black people, but you don't really see a lot of black people, you know, in the circus. You don't really see a lot of black people doing, you know, F-16 Blue Angels. That's not their jam. You don't see a lot of white or black base jumpers, skydivers. That's not their thing. Like risk, like that's not their thing. Flying is not really their thing. But white guys, that's their thing. And they're good at it.
What about
most
this?
of the time until they take mushrooms. What?
Oh, you're right. I was looking at the Blue Angels. I thought, oh, Anna, you're wrong. First of all, you got this lady, Blue Angels, Amanda Lee. She's the left wing.
Yeah, well, she was a man last summer, so.
And then you also have Julius, Blue Angels pilot.
He identifies as white.
I will say overwhelmingly it appears to be, oh, there you go. Ciendo. I don't know.
He's Spanish. He's from Spain. He's still white.
Cuban? No, he's Cuban or Puerto Rican.
By means of Spain.
Let's see. Blue Angels are pretty diverse. I gotta say, pretty good. Pretty good.
Well, that was one example of many. Again, go look at the skydivers. Go look at the base jumpers. Go look at the paragliders outside of, you know, Hamas. They're mostly white. Okay. White people do crazy stuff. And flying a plane to me is a crazy thing where you are flying through the air in a hunk of metal and you're maneuvering around and it can get crazy. And usually white men like that kind of stuff. Okay. I'm just going to say it because it's the truth. Yeah, maybe you see a minority here, you know, a Mexican slips in, maybe a woman here and there. But by and large, it's a white guy thing. So when I walk on a plane and I see a middle-aged white guy, I just go like this.
It is. I think it's more for me just middle-aged dude in general.
Yeah.
But I definitely understand. Like if I know this is sexist, I'm sorry, but if it's a lady, I'm like, oh God. And I don't know if I've ever seen that. Honestly, I'm going over in my head what I would think.
I mean, if I'm being perfectly honest, you know, it's weird because like the feminist part of my brain, the part that desperately wants to be feminist, wants to be like, you go girl. Yep. But the part of me that wants to live is like, I'm gonna die. Hope we don't have to parallel park in space.
Yeah. So there's this stuff too, that obviously the diversity is behind closed doors. Marines struggle with glaring diversity problem. They're talking about how they don't have enough black fighter pilots to bomb countries. They need more black people to kill.
Die is what they're saying.
No, I think you're pretty safe if you're flying.
I know. I mean, Is anyone really stopping Black people? If they don't want to do that sort of stuff, why are you trying to force them? You know?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't think there's any real. In fact, I think they're desperately trying to find some. Clearly, as the Washington Post is.
Yeah, I mean, is anyone really screaming for more white rappers?
No.
No. It's just
We
like
have more
Black
than
people are better at it. Black guys are just better at being rappers, and that's okay. Every once in a while, you get an Eminem or a Jack Harlow. Great, but like most
Wait,
of the
wait a
time,
second. Did you just put Eminem and Jack Harlow and mention them in the
well,
same?
those are the
breath?
two white rappers I can think of. Can you think of any more?
Yeah. ICP.
Uh, uh,
Vanilla Ice. Um, there's got to be some more. Macklemore. Not a Macklemore fan.
Okay, I think the Eminem and the Jack Harlow, we could have just stopped there. But listen, no one's clamoring for more white Beyoncés. It's okay.
Have that. It's Taylor Swift, and she's
That's
much
okay. Well, I mean, R&B type singing, it's like no one cares about that. And that's fine. Like we don't have to force people to do stuff that they don't like want to do.
Oh yeah, Beastie Boys, Aesop Rock. Okay,
Great. Okay.
yeah. But point being that we're good. Like we don't need any more. I think that's what we're saying.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Apparently, it's important for the Marines and the Air Force to find more people of color to kill other people in airplanes. I mean, that's
To kill other people of color
in other countries. It's very important that they do that.
That the diversity of our military murderers stays consistent.
Oh, here's a better picture. What about this? Looks like I like this, Anna. He shaved his head. He saw this picture of himself and he goes, I gotta let it go. And
Yeah, because being bald is a choice and balding is not a choice. So you gotta be decisive about it. He looks remorseful.
Huh?
He looks remorseful.
Yes.
But also I think he should be burned at the stake. Like there's a part of me that just wants to see him dead.
He looks remorseful, but also like he also could potentially just be on mushrooms.
Still, yeah.
Yeah, it was a heroic dose that he took, and he's still going through it right now.
Yeah.
What about this guy? Can you see him clearly? Like, what would you give this guy?
I thought that is the guy.
It is, but I mean, like, would this change your rating? I feel like it's better. He's got a little bit of stubble. He's bald now. He kind of looks like
again. It's hard. It looks like is he standing behind or looks like is he behind glass? Like it looks like his head's in between something.
Yeah, some sort of plexiglass. I guess.
Yeah. I give him like maybe a 4.2.
Okay, so he went up like 0.3.
Yeah, a little bit.
Head. Okay.
A little bit.
I would agree.
Yeah.
83 people were on board. I believe he's charged with attempted murder of 83 misdemeanor counts of.
That's it.
No, sorry. He pleaded not guilty to 83 counts of attempted murder and 1 count of endangering an aircraft. And then 83 misdemeanor counts of reckless endangerment. He also pleaded not guilty to that one. How do you plead not guilty when everybody like saw you do it?
Like he wasn't of sound mind. I don't know. Like it wasn't intentional. I don't know.
Weird again there. It looks way better in this picture.
I'm just glad he looks sad. That like makes me feel better. Yeah, that guy sucks.
That
guy super sucks.
Because he became depressed 6 months earlier. But just because you're depressed doesn't mean you can break the law. So I don't know if he's.
Yeah, I mean that's a cute story. Everyone gets a little sad sometimes. So, I don't know if I believe in depression anymore because everyone gets it. So is it even a thing? I don't know.
Wow, this is his house. What a nice house. I thought airline pilots didn't make much money. It looks like he's doing pretty good.
Oh, pilots make great money.
Do they? Aren't they always complaining they don't make enough money? Everybody
complains they don't make enough money. Yeah.
Okay. But it's not like a teacher scenario. Teachers make too much money too, but I don't know. So yeah, that's crazy. I can't imagine what your thought process. Did he mean the microdose? Because I know that's a treatment some people claim for depression where you just take like a little caparoonie. Did he, try to throw down a cap and accidentally?
Well, I mean, no offense, but if you're depressed to the point where you feel like you need to medicate yourself, maybe you shouldn't be flying a plane or be in line to fly a plane where people are relying on you. I understand being sad. That's fine. You can be sad. But if you are clinically depressed, maybe that should eliminate you from being able to legally fly a plane. That's just me. Maybe if you're doing solo tricks, that's fine.
Yeah.
But
I don't even know, Neil, if it was Neil says that his whole career is over because he wanted to get high. I don't even know if that's why he did it. I mean, it sounded like he was suffering from depression and maybe he thought this was a cure. Maybe it was one of those things where sometimes you can get the little capsules, and they're pre-measured. It's like this many grams, and he took too many. He thought he's going to microdose and then accidentally took.
Why are you microdosing before work and you get on a plane? I
agree.
He was thinking he could take it to prevent the depression, but then induced psychosis by accident. Did he even mean to take the magic mushrooms? I mean, I know this sounds silly, but like, did his wife have a bunch of chocolate bars in the pantry and he grabbed one, like not really reading I don't know. But if he intentionally took mushrooms and then got on a plane to potentially be responsible for flying it, he should be burned at the stake.
Are you saying literally burned at the stake? You want to bring this back as a form of capital punishment?
I don't want to bring it back. I mean it somewhat metaphorically, but I wouldn't be upset if he spent the rest of his life behind bars.
I mean, at that point, just string him up and quarter him.
Yeah.
Another antiquated, which is probably the worst way to go. I think we can all agree on that. That's where they tie you up.
Seems pretty bad.
That's where they tie you up, each limb.
Or like disemboweling would super suck.
Yeah, that would be pretty. That was, man, when you go back and look at what history was during the Renaissance and, the medieval times and the stuff they used to do.
Yeah.
I mean, we've come a long way.
It's funny. Sorry.
What?
I actually was trying to make a point to a friend. It's actually my dad's best friend that I've been in contact with because he lives in Tel Aviv. So just kind of checking in pretty much every day. But I was trying to explain to him that violence has actually gone down over time, which seems like an insane thing to say, especially now. But I sent him, I'm sure you're familiar with Steven Pinker.
Yes. The Stanford psychologist, is it?
I think he was like a linguist by trade, but yeah, he does work in psychology and I don't want to say like sociology, but kind of, but he did this massive undertaking. I think it took him like maybe a decade to put this book together to make a pretty convincing claim that violence is severely declining. Even when you look at the world wars and everything like that, because he's adjusting for the amount of people that are on the planet, obviously.
Right.
But, he's like, if you look at hunter-gatherer populations that are still on currently today, still hunter-gatherers like in Papua New Guinea and stuff, it was something crazy like 30% of men die from homicide. Like, So he's like, you don't even see that in the most dangerous countries in the world. So that used to be the norm where people were just, they'd come into contact with another tribe and just kill everyone except for maybe the 12-year-old virgins. Keep those. Everyone else died. So, yeah.
Come a long way.
Yeah.
So I know that we've talked about in the past, the cancel culture stuff, the punishing people for their beliefs. And I know that you're pretty passionate. Obviously, you have family in Israel.
I've let's just say family friends.
Family friends now. Okay. But I mean, your father's from was born there when you were born there.
No. My dad's from South Africa. My mom's from America.
Okay.
I was born in Israel, but we don't have any, maybe like distant family, but no family I know. But sure. But yes, point well taken. Yes, I have connections there for sure.
So you've seen, the videos this week of college campuses of people tearing down these pictures of hostages, and people are losing their jobs because of this stuff. And I even saw that, I know that you're a big Dave Chappelle fan. Wait, are you a big Dave Chappelle fan?
I'm a big Dave Chappelle fan circa up until 2015.
Okay. Because I kind of feel the same way. It was right around COVID where he started coming out with these specials and they weren't funny. He was just like pontificating and
It wasn't even comedy. It was like it was like a 27-minute video of him it was a small like group of people. They were all socially distanced, and he just talked about like Candace Owens's genitals, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And George Floyd and et cetera, et cetera. And I watched it and I mean everybody was like, wow, this is brilliant. I was like, what am I missing? Because I was a big Chappelle fan, a la, I guess, Chappelle Show days on Comedy Central. And I was like, I don't think I like this guy anymore. But then he kind of had this resurgence where he's kind of standing up to people that I don't like, these people who call everybody else fascists that are fascists, in my opinion. Stuff with he's transphobic, stuff like that. And I was like, okay, he's cool, I guess. And he got into some issues over the weekend. Dave Chappelle fans walk out after he blasts Israel's war crimes in Gaza and pro-Palestinians losing job offers. So he went on a tear. And I think that, obviously if it's a comedy thing, you should be allowed to make the effort to try to make something funny.
Yeah.
But I wonder what was he pontificating again? Because you can hide under the guise of this is comedy, but is he just like speaking his mind? I think everybody has kissed his ass to the point where he just believes that he's some sort of sage now. And he's like, and he is an icon. I mean, he's an iconoclast, but I think he's just bought what everybody else has sold him, and he's gotten his butt kissed too much. And now I think he just feels like I said, that he's just able to say whatever he wants. And I think he should say whatever he wants. But I wanted your thoughts on people walking out over some of his comments. I'll see if I can find them. I'm sure it's in the story.
I mean, there's no problem with people leaving a show that they don't want to hear what they're listening to. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. You paid for the show. It's not prison. You can leave if you want to. If you don't like what he's saying.
This is what he said here. He said that he accused Israel of killing innocent civilians and committing war crimes. More than 4,300 Palestinians have been killed in the conflict, blah, blah, blah. Those women and children. Yes, that's what happens in war. Other members of the audience cheered and shouted "Free Palestine," while others shot back, "What about Hamas?" Some members of the audience walked out. Toward the end of the show, Chappelle repeatedly said that two things don't make a right in reference to the Hamas attacks and Israel's military response. A spokesman for Chappelle told the outlet that the comedian denies being in Boston that night, despite the show being listed among his dates by ticket outlets. What?
Yeah, I read that too. They're like, "What's your response?" Chappelle goes, "I wasn't in Boston.
That wasn't me." What if it was? What if it was like Kevin Hart?
Yeah, it was Chris Rock.
Or what are you saying here? Yeah, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of torn in between this thing. I know you feel very strongly, pro-Israel side. I'm kind of in between. I don't know what's right. So I kind of
this is how I feel. Whether you're pro-Israel or pro-Palestinian, I think everyone should at least be anti-Hamas. Like, Hamas isn't doing any favors for the Palestinian people, and clearly not for the Israeli people. Okay? Like, I don't understand why everyone in the West can't get behind that. Then after that, I get it. Yes, Killing Him Softly is Dave Chappelle. That and For What It's Worth. Great specials. Specials. But I think that's where I kind of find myself. Listen, like, yeah, I'm Israeli and I'm culturally and ethnically Jewish, and I was born in Israel. And if you talk to Israelis, which I have, they are critical of their own government. They understand the plight of the Palestinian, like especially prior to October 7th. They get it. They're like, all right, it's an open air prison. It sucks, but they keep causing problems and we don't know what to do. they don't hate the Palestinians like most Palestinians hate the Jews, because they aren't indoctrinated that you don't have textbooks that say, when you kill when you have 5 Palestinians, you kill 3, how many you have left? That's what's going on in Gaza. Okay. So it's almost like, how could this not happen? This sort of vitriolic hate for Jews when you're basically raised from birth to think that way. But, yes, I'm biased. Of course I'm biased. But, I'm trying to take a step back and try to understand both sides. And to be honest with you, I've been listening to way more pro-Palestinian interviews than I have pro-Israeli, because I get the Israeli side. I understand that side. I don't understand fully the Palestinian side. So I'm really trying to learn more. But whether you're free Palestine or you're, rah Israel, I think everyone should be able to say what Hamas did was bad. And if that's a problem for you to say that out loud, then I feel like there's really nothing to discuss.
Yeah, well, I think that's what we're getting to, where there is nothing to discuss and it's only war at this point. But I mean, I really only wanted to touch on what you thought about Dave Chappelle. I don't think Dave Chappelle seems like he's untouchable. He's got his, he survived cancellation from the left, and now he's kind of getting, I guess, from the right on this now. And I don't think anything's going to happen to him either way. I'm sure he'll still sell out arenas. But I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe this will be the thing that does get him. I don't know even what that looks like anymore, though. Where you talk about cancellation, I like. Do you watch any Shane Gillis stuff?
Oh yeah, we talked about that.
We just talked about it last week.
Yeah.
That was the best. His cancellation was the best thing that ever happened to him.
Yeah.
And, now he's a superstar because he got thrown off of Saturday Night Live. So I don't know. I don't know what cancellation means anymore. Seems like it causes a Streisand effect and you end up more popular than you were before the cancellation in many cases. Unless you're like getting banned off platforms and stuff, where like that's real cancellation. But
I mean, even Andrew Tate seems to have survived.
Is he back online?
I don't know if he has his own channel. I see everybody reposting his stuff all the time. So it just seems like it's getting repurposed through his fans. But
okay. So he is making content.
Yeah, because he's talking about stuff that like Hamas and stuff. So I'm like, okay, this is recent.
Interesting.
So.
Wow. Well, that's good to know. I don't know. That was one you told me about him and I tried to watch him. I was like, I hate this guy.
Yeah, that's fair. He's not the most likable person.
Yeah.
But I do have to get going because I got to break some boards tonight.
All right. Well, Anna, it's a pleasure to talk to you. And I look forward to doing it again next week. Thanks to the new folks who joined us. That was cool. In the comments and all that stuff. And we'll let you go, Anna. Thank you.
All right. Bye, guys. Thank you, Will.
Bye-bye. Be on the Johnny B Show tonight, 10 p.m. Just Johnny and I tonight after Ask the Dom. And then Friday, we'll be back too. Thanks to the regulars, Mark and Michael. And I saw Neil up there too. So thank you guys. And I appreciate you very much. If you want some stickers and stuff, let me know. Email me. I'll give you some of these for free. I'll send them out free of charge. And I got some window decals as well. So you don't have to damage your car by sticking them on there. All right. Talk to you tonight at 10. Peace.